What's up, everybody? We're back. It's for another week. Guess what? Game one of the finals has started. And guess what? I got to guess. He's been here before. Like I said, I'm not sure why he's a Cavs fan. I'm definitely not sure why now. But he's here. He's back. You guys hopefully remember Ryan Quarles.
I'm back. How's everyone doing?
He's back. Hopefully he learned to talk in the mic this time so we can have a good conversation. Before we get into all that finals actions, though, we got some news to talk about. Speaking of the Cavs, talk about your boy LeBron. His house was vandalized, actually, unfortunately, on the eve of his 7th straight finals at that. He sat in front of some reporters and discussed race in America following a racially charged incident at his Los Angeles home. A racial slur, which we can all pretty much guess what the slur was found painted on the front gates of the property. But unfortunately, his wife and his 3 children, they were at their home in Ohio at the time of the incident, so no one was home. LeBron took some time to address the issue during a sit-down with some reporters. I think we got the audio for that. Let's take a listen real quick.
No matter how much money you have, no matter how famous you are, no matter how many people admire you, being black in America it's tough, and we got a long way to go. For us as a society and for us as African Americans until we feel equal.
All right, so the slur has since been painted over by the property manager and the spokeswoman for the LAPD, Miss Norma Eisenman. She says that the act of vandalism is being investigated as a hate crime. So, thoughts on LeBron's comments? And where are you on the whole stick to sports narrative? You know, we tell athletes to, stick to playing ball. So, where are we on that?
Well, of course, I believe even though he's the best player in the world, I feel like it's bigger than sports, and the way LeBron's handle stuff on and off the court, it shows his true character. And I just racism is always a factor, and I just hope one day he can get a lot better. So.
He handles everything pretty well. I'm actually proud of the way that he handles those types of issues. And I think LeBron is one of those sports figures that can help push the conversation forward. All right, on the other side of LeBron, we got Kevin Durant. On Thursday, Bleacher Report reported that Kevin Durant may not take the max contract with the Warriors to keep their core intact. ESPN's Ramona Shelburne and Chris Haynes, they say that if KD decides to take less than the max, it'll keep the Warriors from having to renounce the rights to their beloved reserves, Andre Iguodala and Sean Livingston. Now, Durant is eligible for the 10-year veteran max this offseason, which will pay him $35.4 million per season. The most the Dubs can offer him if he decides not to take the max is a little under $32 million. He can leave some space for star guard Stephen Curry, who's set to sign the 5-year Supermax deal, one of the first of its kind. Of course, there's no word as to what Durant's going to do, considering that he's focusing on the finals right now, which we'll talk about a little later. But there are whispers that KD will decide to sign another 2-year deal with a player option on the 2nd year, which is similar to what LeBron has been doing in Cleveland these last few years. Durant's alluded to wanting a long-term future with the Dubs before, but can you see KD staying in the Bay long-term?
Oh yeah, KD's not going nowhere. He's more than comfortable right now. I don't see him playing. I thought he was gonna go back to OKC, but it's not looking that way. So yeah, he's definitely not going nowhere. He's way too comfortable.
I don't blame him either. I wouldn't move. Look at what they're doing. I mean, even if, let's just say they don't win the championship this year, they got what it takes to win in the long term. So if I was KD, I'd keep going with the 2-year contracts, player option on the 2nd year. They can keep Andre. They can keep Sean Livingston. They can keep Clay, which we'll talk about in our Out of the Paint segment. But let's go ahead. I had a break scheduled, but let's go ahead and go straight into this NBA Finals talk. We'll have a break a little later. Y'all can listen to us talk real quick.
Let's get it.
All right, so let's just recap real quick. It was a dominant performance from the Dubs at home. KD was phenomenal. If you weren't watching the game, you really missed a treat. KD had 38 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 6 dunks in the first half. Cavs defenders, they seem to get out of his way a lot in order to protect the 3-point line. Real quick, here's LeBron talking about the impact KD had on that game on Thursday.
Obviously, he hasn't been here in the last 2 finals. I mean, what is it about him? What kind of impact does he make? How does he change things?
I mean, you take one of the best teams that we had ever assembled last year, that we saw in the regular season and in the postseason, and then, in the offseason you add a high-powered offensive talent like that and a great basketball IQ like that, that's what stands out. I mean, it's no It's no ifs, ands, or buts. I mean, it is what it is, and we got to figure out how to how to combat that. Which is going to be a tough challenge for us, but that's what stands out.
All right, so talked about KD, talked about Steph real quick. Steph chipped in with his own 28 points. The man had 6 threes on the night, 10 assists. Clay and Dre, the extra twins, they were largely invisible on offense, but Clay was there on defense. Even though he had 3 of 12 shooting on the night, he was able to hold the Cavs to 1 of 12 shooting as the primary defender. Clay, he's one of the best two-way guards in the game. He's usually night in and night out. He's usually on the opposing team's best guard, which was Kyrie Irving in this series, and he locked Kyrie up. Kyrie was the only person to make a shot against Clay. It was a lucky 4-point play on Kyrie's part. Draymond Green didn't score his first points in the game until about 90 seconds left in the third. Off a layup on LeBron, got the foul, made the free throw. Largely quiet on the night. LeBron, he had 28 points, 8 assists, 15 rebounds. Normal stat line for LeBron. Kyrie chipped in 24 points. He was 3 of 4 from 3. Kevin Love had 15 points and 21 rebounds, which I didn't even know that. I didn't know that until I looked that up. Tristan Thompson had a whopping 0 points and 4 rebounds in 22 minutes.
Crucial.
Just a few team stats. The field goal percentages weren't too much different. Cavs shot 34.9%. Golden State Warriors 42.5%. 3-point percentage was relatively close. 35.5 from the Cavs, 36.4 from the Dubs. Free throw percentage was 80% from the Cavs. They shot 20-25 from the line. Dubs went 11-16. Rebounds, the Cavaliers out-rebounded the Dubs by 7. And Golden State out-assisted the Cavaliers 31-15. Now, here's where the difference came in. The Warriors' defense, their effort on defense really saved them. In the first half, they came out kind of sluggish after those days off.
Both teams did.
Both teams did. They were only up by 8 at the half, but their defense really helped them. They had 12 steals to the Cavs 0, which I believe they became the first team in NBA history to not record a steal in a playoff game. Cavaliers turned the ball over 20 times. Golden State turned the ball over just 4, only 4. So if you put 4 fingers up on your hands, that's how many turnovers they had, which tied an NBA Finals low. Golden State killed fast break points 27-9. Points in the paint, Golden State was up 56-30. Even with a double-digit win, only 2 Warriors finished the game in double digits. That was KD and Steph. Basically, the Warriors, they missed 15 shots from inside the restricted area, which according to 538.com is basically point-blank range. So if you play professional basketball, that's the shot you can hit. They still managed to mollywop the opposition. And on the bright side, for Cleveland fans, their squad didn't play the best they could either. So head coach Ty Lue, he spoke about how well the Warriors are playing. They're playing in this post-game sit-down with reporters. Listen to the Ty Lue talk real quick.
Yeah, they're the best I ever seen.
Okay. Can you elaborate on that?
They're the best I ever seen.
Okay.
I mean, no other team has done this, right?
Yeah.
So, 13-0, and they constantly break records every year. Last year being 73-9, this year starting playoffs 13-0. So they're playing good basketball, but we can play better.
Like I said, they could play better. I don't know if they can play good enough to beat this Warriors team, but we'll talk about that real quick. So let me get your thoughts on Game 1. Let's get to it.
Well, I'm going to start off with Cleveland bench. J.R. Smith, Kyle Korver, Deron Williams, total 3 points. If they're going to have any chance to beat the Warriors, they're going to have to come with it. Double T, Tristan Thompson, 4 rebounds, 0 points.
I think he's worried about what's the big Kardashian?
Kardashian, yeah. I'm not going to get into all that. I'm going to leave that to Kiana.
We ain't gonna talk
but,
about
I mean, he doesn't give you, 20, 25 points every night. But he's going to at least going to have double-digit rebounds. He has to. It's or he going to have to sit on the bench. I would love to see Shannon Fry get a little bit more playing time, but I just don't know who he's going to guard. But Shannon Fry is definitely going to get to you more on the offensive end than Double T.
I got to ask you. You saw how KD played in a whole bunch of highlights from the game. You'll see KD catch a rebound on the defensive end and go straight up the court, didn't pass, don't even look to pass, come right down, done. What do you do to stop that man? And then if you can stop that man, what do you do to stop his supporting cast?
Yeah, well, it wasn't just Kevin Durant. It was anybody on the fast break. First of all, Cleveland, Doc Rivers said it perfect. He was saying you get so caught up with the 3-pointers and the Warriors, you kind of forget about the 2-pointers. He hit that on the head, and that's exactly what Cleveland fell into. they were so worried about the trailers and men on the wing, they forgot to start the ball. So anybody know in transition, first thing you gotta do is start the ball. I don't think Cleveland did enough talking on defensive end. They just got to play more physical. You can tell Golden State wanted it more, and I give a lot to that, to how crazy the Oracle is. So they just got to come with it. They took in turnovers. Even Braun had 6 turnovers in the second quarter. That's uncharacteristic for LeBron. I'm pretty sure he's gonna cut that in half. They just got to they got to play a lot better. The way the Warriors are playing, missing all type of shots, in the first half. They was kind of, I want to say it was kind of giving them the game, and Cleveland just didn't take it. But Braun and Kyrie, they used the word fill-out game in game 1, which I hate when LeBron do, but they'll make the proper adjustments in game 2 to get right.
Now, you said the Cavs will make the proper adjustments, but you do realize the Warriors will make the proper adjustments too. They're not going to come out in the first half and miss the shots they missed, the 15 shots from point-blank range. We're not going to, even if the Cavaliers, their defense is so shaky. I told you that, and I told somebody else that. Their defense is so shaky, and in the East, we never really noticed because they never really went against teams that made them play on defense. They could beat other teams. They could out-offense other teams. They out-offense the Celtics. They out-offense the Raptors. They out-offense anybody they played. Now they're against a team who is not only better than them offensively, they're better than them defensively as well. So what's the key to this series for them on defense? What do they do? It's lacking as they are defensively. What can they do to tighten up?
Well, they got to start off by talking more. Like I said, it was, and Golden State set it up where they was getting a lot of switches on the mismatches, and they was just taking full advantage of that. Like I said, I'm pretty sure Tyloo and company come up with a different schematic defensive game plan, and so they just gonna have to get right. Golden State shot 20 more times than the Cavs. They can't have that. They have to stop giving Golden State second chance opportunities. They too well on the offensive end to give them any more possessions that they need. So they gonna have to play a lot better. And like I said, the Cavs bench is gonna have to come to play because we all know Kyrie and LeBron gonna come with it. But in order for the Cavs to have a chance, Cleveland bench has to play a lot better, which I think they were, Cal Covert, Deron Williams, they had been to the finals before. Not making an excuse for them, but, maybe there was a little shell shock. But I believe they're going to play a lot better in game 2. They're going to play a lot better in game 2.
So, say KD, he gets out on the run. You want to stop the ball for KD getting a wide open layup.
Anybody, not just KD.
Okay, so Steph, he's on the break.
Yeah.
He goes straight to the cup. But we got the wings. We got Klay Thompson, who, he's been largely invisible since the Portland series when Kevin Durant missed those 2 games. Eventually, I'm still holding on to it that eventually he's going to wake up. Eventually, Dre going to wake up.
Yeah.
So what do you do to stop those guys? If Kevin Durant is already scoring 25 and you got these guys on the wings, and then you still got their bench who's superior to Andre Iguodala, who's a veteran, Sean Livingston, who's a veteran, the young guys on their bench. What do you guys? What's the game plan for that?
Get back on defense. Simple. Get back on defense. It's not complicated, man. It's just they have a lot of factors and star power, and you just got to play defense better. They're not a great defensive team like we said already, but they can play a lot better defense than they did last night, and they can match their offense also on the offensive end.
You think so?
I know so, yeah. Especially when Cavs bench are hitting shots, which they didn't last night. And they're going to play a lot better in game 2. They're going to play a lot better in game 2. They have to.
Yeah, they don't have no choice.
Yeah.
And just, I'm not one of those people who's going to take a whole lot from game 1. It was entertaining. They lost by 22. But it's game 1. I think I saw a stat that LeBron has lost all 3 times he's won the finals.
Yeah.
He's lost game 1.
And
so
Cavs shot 34.9%.
They're not going to be as bad as they were.
There's no way.
There's only way to. Well, I hope not.
There's no way.
For the sake of a competitive finals. The playoffs have been largely disappointing. Like the Warriors are 13-0. They swept everybody. No real competition for them. The Cavs, they swept everybody except for the Celtics. I believe they lost that one game close. So I'm hoping for a great series. We're gonna take a break real quick, and we're gonna come back talk about some keys for Game 2. I need to know what the outlook for the series is. We got some Game 2 predictions. Don't go anywhere. This is 12:30 a.m. The Blaze. You're listening to Between the Lines. Don't go anywhere. I need a cool tagline. If you were on my Facebook Live, give me a tagline. The SC6, they got the best 60 minutes of the day. Everybody got a tagline except for me. I need one. So give me some suggestions. But keep it locked right here. We'll be right back. I'm gonna edit it too. Alright, we back. Sorry, you caught our little side conversation. My bad. Wasn't ready. Alright. Shout out to Brandon Edwards, Payne College alumni. Okay, PC one time. He said he just hopes the Cavs lose. And I'm right there with you, Brandon. We here. We see eye to eye.
He's just playing. He put a laughing emoji.
I don't know if I see that, but it's okay. You can join the Facebook Live and tell us what you see. Alright, so we did our thoughts for Game 1. We talked about it a little bit. If you missed that, don't worry. We'll have it'll be up for you to watch later on. And so let me get your keys for Game 2. You said defense. Anything else for Cavs for Game 2?
Yes, don't turn over the ball 20 times, and limit the second chance points. Golden State shot the ball 20 more times than the Cavs. They definitely can't have that because eventually they're gonna start making shots. So we got to limit that as much as possible. But main thing is don't turn over the ball 20 times because they're gonna capitalize on that.
I'm going to give my keys to the game from the Warriors since you gave yours to the Cavs.
Yeah.
Like I said, the Warriors did not play their best. And that's scary considering they won by 22.
Yeah.
So we got to get an offensive effort from Steph. I mean, not from Steph, from Clay. Clay, he's going to continue to play defense. He's going to continue. He's got to continue to lock up Kyrie. Even though Kyrie had 24, he's got to continue to put that defensive effort out. We got to get some bench production. Dre's got to step up. And don't come out. They've already got their sluggishness out. That 9-day break they had between their last game of the Spurs series to the first game of the finals. Mm-hmm. So don't expect them to come out sluggish like they did the first time. We're gonna let me just hear your outlook for this series. It's only Game 1, so there's plenty more basketball to be played. I still say the Warriors win in 6. Let me hear your outlook for the series.
Don't be fooled, people. It's just Game 1. I see everybody's already saying Kevin Durant is better than LeBron. Okay, we're going to see. I got Cavs in 7. Nothing changes.
Cavs in 7. All right. So let's just do some hypotheticals. I heard Jamel and Mike talking about this on the 6 o'clock spot on SportsCenter. So what do you think happens if LeBron loses this series? Last year, we saw the Warriors blow that 3-1 lead. The jokes will never stop, by the way, Warriors fans, so let it go. The jokes are always going to be there. You guys can win 5 more championships. Them jokes going to fly. So they lost last year. They went out. They got a huge free agent in Kevin Durant. And unfortunately, there are no more Kevin Durants walking around.
It's not.
No more Kevin Durants in the NBA. They've snatched up the only one. So if LeBron loses this series, what is his next move in terms? Does he leave the Cavs? Does he restructure the Cavs? What does he do?
LeBron's not leaving Cleveland anymore. He's not. You're gonna have to strap him up and go play another season. It's not much.
You think he gets the Avengers to join together? He recruits Chris Paul. See if Chris Paul wants a pay cut. See what Melo gonna do. Try to put together a super team to go against the big bad guys in the West, in the Bay.
I don't see it. I don't think it needs to be all that. I just think actually Cleveland's gonna win the series. You heard it. But
okay. All right. Real confident.
But yeah, if they do pick up some pieces, they can definitely pick up Andrew Bogut was on the team at one point in time. He got hurt. They tried to deal with Larry Sanders. That didn't work out. They signed the 7'4" footer from the D League. He broke his right hand in practice. They can definitely get somebody to protect the rim on the defense end. I don't really think they need any more scores. They have enough scores, if everybody stay.
Do they have the playmakers? LeBron, he was looking for a playmaker not too long ago.
Do they have a playmaker right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's their playmaker? Their second unit playmaker.
Second unit playmaker? All the shooters. All the shooters. They'll be fine, man. They're not gonna shoot the ball. They're not gonna shoot the ball that bad like they did last Game 1. I think everybody's settled down, and I think they're gonna be good. I actually got Cleveland winning Sunday going 1-1 back to Cleveland.
I do not have Cleveland winning
No.
Sunday. I actually don't. I have Warriors finishing out their first 2 games on their home court. May not be by 22, but I do have them taking the win back to Cleveland. Just because, like I said, the Warriors will not come out and play as sluggishly as they did.
Yeah.
I think that one of these games, Clay is going to wake up. If Clay don't wake up game 2, I believe Dre's going to wake up game 2. And even though Clay isn't playing well on the offensive side of the ball, he's still doing his thing on defense.
In fact.
I still think the Warriors do what they got to do. Their defense is solid. I think they clamp down on defense, especially knowing that the Cavaliers won't play as bad as they did in Game 1. They put their defensive hats on and they pull out a win. Like I said, it's not going to be by 22. I don't expect to blow out. I didn't expect to blow out in Game 1, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
I don't expect to blow out, but I do expect to win on the way back to Cleveland.
The unique thing with the Warriors is they don't need a Klay Thompson such as like a last year Klay Thompson, because they got Kevin Durant now. So long as he plays defense the way he's been playing, then it really doesn't even matter whether he score or not. It really doesn't, because they got enough firepower on offense with him just playing defense. And,
And I'm hearing that Steve Kerr might be back on the bench. And that is no disrespect to Mike Brown, but Mike Brown and Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr gives them a little oomph on the bench. With Steve Kerr's presence on the bench, I just don't see the Warriors losing that. In Oracle, the way Oracle sounds, even on TV, I can imagine what it sounds like in the arena.
Yeah. I hope Steve Kerr gets well. Been watching him. I was a big fan of MJ the Bulls growing up. So, yeah, seen Steve Kerr hit some big shots. So, yeah. I don't want him to be on the bench, but I do want him to be healthy. So, shout out to Steve Kerr.
All right. And I got to give a real quick shout out before we get into you said the winner. I need to know. You said the Cavs were going to win. I say the Warriors are going to win. Tell me what the score is going to be.
Ooh.
Give me a score
of what?
prediction.
Sunday?
Final score.
Of Sunday?
Sunday.
It's going to be a high scoring one. It's 115, 119 Cavs.
All right. So Cavs win by 4. All right. I'm going to say something in the same ballpark. I'm going to say 120, 115 Warriors.
Okay.
I said it comes down to the fourth quarter, last few minutes of the fourth quarter. Somebody's got to anchor down on defense. It'll be the Warriors, and they'll pull it out. Who's gonna be the X factor in Game 2? I gave my hot take on Twitter. I said JaVale McGee gonna be the X factor in one of these games. JaVale McGee gonna show y'all. He gonna show Shaq. He gonna do this for Shaq too. He gonna show y'all a game.
Speaking of McGee, did you see the Shaq hat McGee had on when he wore it to the arena? Game 1? That was kind of ironic, seeing as they went back and forth with each other on Twitter.
I think JaVale gonna be the X factor in one, especially with Tristan Thompson out here with 0 points and 4 rebounds. JaVale McGee gonna take that shot.
Well, hopefully Tristan Thompson gets back refocused. I can't even think of the last time he had like 4 rebounds. He usually gets that in like the first 3-4 minutes. So yeah, he gonna get refocused. He'll be fine. And Kyrie, even though Kyrie had 24, Kyrie didn't play like the Kyrie Irving we knew. Besides the 4-point play, we really wasn't even talking about Kyrie, and a lot of ugly turnovers. And I think they gonna sweep up all that. Too many turnovers.
Before I tell you I'm getting out the paint, I just want to give I don't know if she's listening. I really hope she's listening. Shout out to Rihanna for coming through Oracle and shutting it down. And then we were no longer paying attention to the game. I saw Rihanna walk in. I was like, oh, girl, is Rihanna in here? And don't shoot. First of all, she was making all kinds of noise on the bench. We thought she yelled brick at Kevin Durant. Turns out it was one of her homegirls, but still. Rihanna was there to show out. And I'm happy she came through. I hope she's there for Game 2. I hope she gets to Cleveland for Games 3, 4, if there's a 5, a 6, or a 7. I hope she had all of them. Yeah. But let me tell you, I'm getting out the paint. Got to get CJ McCollum out the paint. He made a tweet about Klay Thompson. He said, Klay going to get another ring and find his own squad. They better enjoy him while he's there. He added a crying, laughing emoji at the end. We all know Klay Thompson's role has changed with the addition of Kevin Durant. He's been in a bit of a shooting slump, 36% from the floor, 32 from 3. He's had 8 fewer touches and 10.5 fewer points in the playoffs. But I'm going to be honest, I don't think Klay is going anywhere. He's going to make close to $18 million next season, $19 million the following season. There's rumors of the KD deal that the core is going to stay together. I think the Warriors understand what they have in Klay Thompson. I think Klay Thompson understands what he has with the Warriors, the chance to keep winning rings, the chance to make a dynasty. I don't think Klay Thompson's going anywhere anytime soon. And CJ McCollum has a lot to gain should Klay Thompson leave, but I hope he doesn't think that if Klay Thompson leaves the Warriors, that it's going to open the door for the Trailblazers.
Oh, yeah. To comment on that, if they lose, it's a slight chance that I think he will go somewhere else. He don't look as comfortable as he used to, like last year type. But, that's just,
I don't think Klay Thompson's going anywhere. Who you getting out the paint? I heard a couple of your options, but I need to know who you're getting out the paint.
I'm going to get the Big Baby Davis and Austin Rivers. They was going back and forth on Twitter. Well, I saw it first on Twitter. Big Baby Davis is saying, your father gave you all your money and you didn't work for it. And Austin Rivers came back with the Big Baby came, out of shape, late meetings and all type of stuff. And I guess Big Baby Davis was making some comments about his dad, Coach Doc Rivers. And Austin Rivers wasn't going for it. He said he wasn't taking up for his pops, but he really was. Hey, Austin Rivers was talking like he was like a 10-time All-Star.
Austin Rivers always talks a lot.
Yeah.
I like the trash talk. I come from a family of trash talkers, so if we're going to talk trash, you got to do it right.
Yeah.
And Big Baby Davis came out the gate swinging, so shout out to them. All right, let me tell you what to watch real quick. Game 2, Sunday is it's at 8 p.m. Notice the time change. It was 9 p.m. on Thursdays, 8 p.m. on Sunday. It's on AABC. But in the meantime, if you need something to watch, the Braves and the Reds, they're going to tip off their second game of the 3-game series. That comes on at 4:10 on Fox Sports 1. Braves are 22-30. Reds are 25-28. And the Braves, they lost their first game last night, 3-2 in the 9th inning. They're hoping for a win tonight against the Reds. Shout out to Ryan for coming through. Thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate you for having me.
Gotta have you back. Hey, we're listening to Between the Lines. I still don't have a tagline, but I can tell you that this is 12:30 a.m. The Blaze, where we're more than just music, where radio should be. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next week.